Denton Enterprise Airport.
Automated weather observation 1253 Zulu.
No.
170 at 05. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 29 Celsius. Dew point 23 Celsius. Altimeter 2988. Remarks. Density altitude 2,500.
All right. All right, we're 3564 Whiskey. If you want to do comms on the ground, that's fine.
And where are we coming out of the T hangars?
On Hotel Short of Bravo with the numbers.
Hotel Short of Bravo with the numbers. Denton ground, Cherokee 3564 Whiskey is Hotel Short of Bravo with the numbers, ready to taxi.
Cherokee 3564 Whiskey, Denton ground, you're holding short of Bravo where?
Holding short of Bravo at Hotel.
Cherokee 64 Whiskey, runway 18, taxi via Bravo Alpha.
18 via Bravo Alpha, 3564 Whiskey. I said hotel the first time, did I not?
He did, he just didn't hear it.
Or he looked over and didn't see us.
That's part of it as well. Hey guys, welcome back to the Flying Controller. Today I got my friend John with me here, who's got some ATC questions. So we're going to go out in this nice Cherokee 6 and fly around while he asks a few questions and gain some knowledge for us all. Here we go. I like that. That works.
That sounded good, yep.
All right, let's get it back to one thing that does have an advantage is I can tune it. I wish that was all over here though. I really hate like getting over there, but that's fine. All right. Oh.
Denton Tower System 5840 Fox, single student pilot holding short. A2, Alpha 2, I should say, ready for takeoff.
You're a single student pilot. Why would you want to reduce length takeoff?
I don't know. Normal takeoff in this airplane, 10 degrees of flaps. We'll turn the fuel pump on when we're cleared. We'll do mixture as required. Pull forward. Brakes.
Holding short of
I'm sorry, reading the wrong list. Fuel pump on, flaps 10, mixture prop full, throttle full, rotate at 65 to 70 miles an hour, climb up at 105 miles per hour. We got miles per hour on the outside. So we'll actually rotate about 70 miles per hour, and then we'll climb out at 105. Copy. Engine craps out on the runway, we'll stop. If we're not off by midfield, we'll abort. If we're in the air, we have runway left, I'll land. If we are high enough, I'll entertain returning, or this is Texas, we have a million fields, and I'll pick one and we'll hope for the best. There's also the freeway right there, that'd probably be less damage for this thing.
You also mean that we're not in Addison, and there's fields to go to.
Yes, this is true as well. All right, I think we're good to go. I'm going to put this... All right, you can hold it.
All right, it's just the 4 Sierra Foxtrot. You staying in the pattern again?
Yes, sir. We will be staying in the pattern.
It says 4 Sierra Foxtrot, roger. Runway 18 from Alpha 2. You cleared for takeoff and fly runway heading for now.
Clear for takeoff, flight runway heading 4 Sierra Fox.
Yeah. Battery.
Denton Tower, Cherokee 3564 Whiskey is holding short of 18 at Alpha 1. Ready to go.
Cherokee 3564 Whiskey, Denton Tower, say direction of flight.
West. VFR westbound.
Cherokee 64 Whiskey, roger, and hold short to runway 18.
Hold short 18, 64 Whiskey.
This also has a
Cherokee 64 Whiskey, fly runway heading for now, runway 18 clear for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff, runway 18, 64 Whiskey.
Says 2 Judah Papa, traffic reporting prior to you.
All right, here we go. Closing the window.
Engine gauge is all green, RPM's good, coming up.
Yep, and as always, if you see something, say something.
Yes, sir. Just ahead and off your right there, just to part it off at 17.
Approach path clear.
Get him in sight.
Finals clear.
I have him in sight, 4 Sierra Fox.
That says 4 Sierra Fox. Okay, yeah, he's staying in the pattern just to when he turns the crosswind, you can turn the crosswind behind him and for traffic for runway 17.
Lights, camera, action, ready?
All right, turn crosswind when he turns
I've got
crosswind.
both traffic in front of us.
For right pattern traffic for 17, 4 Sierra Fox.
Let's not run them over.
I think we'll be all right. Almost to rotate right here.
Tower Cessna 425 Delta Bravo, holding short of 18 at Alpha 6, request taxi to Academy North Ramp.
That says 5 Delta Bravo, okay, yeah, and hold short, continue holding short, I got one more to go.
Holding short of 18, 5 Delta Bravo.
Good speed. I'll wait for flaps a little bit longer.
First traffic's turning crosswind. Still traffic dead ahead.
A little bit out of the prop there.
10 rest, this number is on for full stop.
me 10 degrees left.
Turn your,
nope, they're going crosswind. You're good.
Turning now, 40 Fox.
All right, Cherokee 6-4 Whiskey, head and slightly to your right to Cessna. Just turn across one.
Have the traffic slightly to the left, 6-4 Whiskey.
6-4 Whiskey, okay. Maintain visual separation with the traffic and turn right on course.
Maintain visual separation, then right on course through 6-4 Whiskey.
And since 5 Delta Bravo, yeah, I've got one just about to touch down, then I'll get you across. Just continue holding.
Holding short of 18, 5 Delta Bravo, thank you.
Tower, this is 540 Hotel, 10 West, this number is about for full stop.
Says 540 Hotel, then entire right and remain north of Highway 380 for right base runway 18.
Remain off the Highway 380 for the base of the 18, 540 Hotel.
About 3,500 feet. Hey guys, welcome back to the Flying Controller. Appreciate you guys tuning back in for another episode. Today I got my friend John with me, who's going to ask a few questions about ATC. Why the heck not? We're flying a Cherokee 6 today. It's just over a brand new overhauled engine, and we're just outside the DFW Bravo, just farting around and time building, because why not? John's building an RV in his garage, which is taking forever, so we had to fly the Cherokee 6 today.
Give me time, give me time.
Oh man. John's flying the airplane. I'm the pilot in command. Handling radio calls if there's any. John's aviating and navigating. We're just staying outside the Bravo and farting around. And while John, you're getting set up. What was you had a few questions, and I'll answer them the best I can since I'm a tower controller only. And if it's an approach controller center question, I may pawn it off on a friend of mine, but I'll do my best. I do understand the basics, but I am not an active live center or approach controller. Those guys get paid more because they do more. What's your questions, John?
So first and foremost, since you're talking about other controllers, I know you've taken a few controller friends out flying. Have they brought up anything that they find interesting being on this side of the radio rather than sitting in a comfy chair in a tower or in a center looking at a radar screen?
Okay, yeah, great question. I did take a couple of friends of mine that actually are in the tower recently. Haven't flown with any center or approach controllers in a while, and they were both pilots. But for the tower, yeah, I did take a few friends of mine up recently. They both had 0 time in an airplane, and I took them up in a 172. I had them sit left seat, and I sat right side, and showed them the ins and outs. Showed them what an ILS looked like, and both people that I took up, both controllers that I took up, were not baffled, but they were surprised on a few different things. And especially critical phase of flight, getting yelled at by ATC. You know, they understand that this is not the, takeoff is not the time to be yelling at someone. Short final, unless you're sending them around, safety of flight issue, they're not the time, and there's just one of the controllers I took up, and she was doing, I was trying to get her to do a lot of the flying, mainly just straight and level, nothing fancy, first time in an airplane. And I just said, just hold it straight and level, and I had her doing this, and she had death grips, and I'm like, no death grips, but I was explaining some things to her along with the ATC side, and then we left the Bravo area, and we did some climbs and turns. I showed her what a stall looked like, and her sentence that summed the whole thing up was, wow, there is so much for you guys to do while you're up here. It's almost equivalent to what a tower controller has to deal with when they got a full pattern. And it's just a different set of variables. They're, out, aviate, navigate, communicate, airspeed, direction, altitude. You have to constantly be aware of all these things when you're flying, and she was very appreciative of that flight that I took her on, and it gave her a little bit better understanding of, when she's got to issue instructions to guys and they're not necessarily listening. And then when I brought her back on the ILS, I had her trying to fly it. I had her set up with power and everything. Most ILSs in a 172 is going to be a 500 feet per minute descent. So I set her up, and I just had her doing the left and right and up and down. And I wasn't able to show her the whole ILS because by the time before we even got to the field in that case, the controller that was working was struggling with a few airplanes. So we didn't break off the ILS. I continued to show her, but I flew the rest of it. But she was very appreciative. She was essentially mind blown, is what she told me after the flight. And another friend of mine, he had so much fun flying. He wants to go up again, and he had a lot of questions. but I think for him it was more the climbs, the turns, and all the fun stuff and whatever. He's a really good controller, so the ATC aspect didn't really scare him. He understands it was a multitasking evening. He was more excited for the airplane flying part. I did a little bit of these, and he was like, "Oh, that's so fun." But
fun things we get to do in a plane.
Yeah. It brought him a different perspective, and they were both very appreciative of it.
Another question I have is, so if you're flying, let's say, with another controller, with a friend of yours that's not a pilot, is it okay to let them talk on the radio?
Like a completely non-pilot, just passenger?
Yeah.
I would say it'd be okay, because we all start that way as student pilots, but and it also could build that person's confidence in case something ever happens and they need to talk to ATC while they're in the airplane. I would recommend that, in Class Bravo airspace, or you come into a busy Class D or whatever, I wouldn't let them mess with it for then. For example, that one night that you came over to meet him while I was working, you were the only one there. Passengers, saying hi, or little things, or responding to radio calls when there's not a lot going on, go for it. As long as you can take over and do what you need to do what I need you to do in an instant, I think it's okay. I don't think there's any rule or regulation that says that can't happen. You're still the PIC in that case. So I would say no, I don't think that's an issue. I'll have to look that one up in the books just to make sure. And if you guys watch the video, comment below if you have a different opinion on that, and I'll definitely go and look at it and learn a little bit more about it.
And something you just kind of really quickly touched on there is you said, say hi. So if you know the controller on the other end, is it okay if the frequency's dead to, say hi, say how you doing, whatnot?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. It's just like if you work in a building and you walk past the guy at the front desk every day. You don't want to be a complete you-know-what. Just walk past him, hey, what's up, man?
It make your day when people say hello?
Oh, yeah, I love it. When people say hello, I like to put on the ATIS to wash your hands. I get pilots that come back and say, we washed our hands. It gives that pilot, kind of a, I don't know, warm, fuzzy, happy feeling to be flying into that airport at all.
Okay.
And
it makes your day too.
And it makes my day. Yeah, I like talking to the pilots, and I am a pilot, so that maybe helps. And I like one thing that really helps me work a busy pattern is when I know the pilots that are in it. And I've actually worked, 5 to 7 patterns, airplanes in a pattern with itinerants in and out, and I knew half of those pilots in that case. And they all know what I expect of them, and I know that they're competent. And I was able to work a relatively busy pattern all by myself, and it works so great. Yeah, I do love shout-outs when it's appropriate. Even sometimes, the professionals, when it's busy, they'll go, hey, what's up, Matt? And that's it. And I'll go, hey, what up? It takes 2 seconds. It's a good, hey there, how's it going? Instead of just, it's not required. But if pilots say it, I do enjoy it. I do like to talk to the pilots, so. And also, good question.
Hey, good day is always a fun thing, too.
Oh, yeah, good day, see ya! I love all that stuff, wash your hands.
So, another one is, I know this has happened to me before, and I'm sure it's happened to you at one point or another, because it happens to everybody. But if I'm on flight following with ATC, and I think they've forgotten about me, they gave me a heading to fly or a suggested heading that, to avoid traffic. I'm on that, but I've been on it for forever, and I haven't heard anything from them. Is there a good thing I should do? I know maybe just check in, but is there anything else I should do?
Okay, so let me make sure I have that right.
Give you an example here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was flying out of Addison going over to Denton one time, and I asked for flight following to Denton, and I was given a 040 heading, which will put you directly at McKinney. For those of you unfamiliar with Dallas, it's northeast, Denton's northwest. And I was given that heading and left on it until I was a good 20 miles north,
which it takes.
Delta Golf is 10 miles to the north-northeast.
Nobody had said anything. In that situation, what I did is I called in and was like, hey, we're still here, any chance I can get direct Denton? And they went, oh yeah, fly direct Denton. Is there anything else I should do in that situation that I may have thought that ATC has forgotten about?
Not much. I mean, you reminded them. I do tell people if you're on a long cross-country on flight following, IFR, they generally won't forget about you, but flight following, they may. If you haven't heard anything on the radio forever, hey, center, approach whoever you're talking to, say altimeter. But yeah, in the Bravo airspace, I wouldn't let it get too far. Obviously, there's a lot more airplanes, so you're not the only one there. But yeah, I would just, quick reminder, if we were doing that same thing, 6-4 whiskey, turn for 6-4 whiskey, question, or, approach center, can we get a turn 6-4 whiskey? Got to keep it quick and concise, especially near the Bravo, because they're just going. It's Bravo, it's busy. Obviously out in the middle of nowhere, you can just ask. No big deal.
All right, I'm pretty sure I've had a controller walk away from the radio one time.
Well, John, did you have any more questions, comments, or concerns?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
Traffic.
There's always a question, so if you guys have them, write them, put it in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. I'm trying to get a couple approach and center controllers to go fly with me, and they can answer some of those questions more appropriately than I could. I'd hate to speak for those guys because they get paid double what I do because they do a lot more, and there's a lot more knowledge, and those guys, they earn their pay for sure. Well, thanks guys for tuning into this video. Thanks John for flying along and asking a few questions. I hope we all learned something from it. And I hope you guys like the concept of the channel. I hope you guys come back. If you got suggestions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments. Send me a message, whatever you like to do. I'll see you guys later on the next one. Thanks for coming by.